Elon Musk is behind a deal for SpaceX to acquire Cursor for $60 billion. At first, the headline sounds strange, since SpaceX builds rockets, not software coding tools. Cursor is a place where software developers ask AI to review code, troubleshoot problems, and accelerate software development. When you interact with a chatbot, you ask a question and get an answer or a link to an output. That's it. Cursor sits right next to the actual work of building software. Inside it, artificial intelligence can read code, write changes, and get products ready for shipping. For a company, the value comes from the work that gets done, not from the conversation. The models still do a lot of the heavy lifting, and it may write parts of the code, but the model is not the entire stack. Cursor sits between the developer and the model, so it shapes what gets asked and what context goes in. It also helps decide whether the answer becomes useful work or gets thrown away. The model answers, but the workflow around it turns that answer into work. SpaceX is no longer just a rocket maker. Earlier this year, Elon Musk transferred his own AI company, and now it is adding the software work layer with Cursor. Tesla adds the physical-facing interface because that is how software reaches users through cars, factories, and robots. Put together, SpaceX starts to look less like a space company and more like part of a large bet on artificial intelligence. The piece that seems to be missing is control. Once an agent can write code and reach into real systems, a company needs to know what it can touch. That is the kind of work a company like Palantir specializes on. It sets the rules, decides which data the agent can trust, and keeps a record of what was done. It also draws the line between what an agent can do alone and what still needs a human to approve. The $60 billion move makes more sense as a layer, not a code editor. But owning that layer points to a bigger gap. Once agents can plan, build, and act inside a real company, someone still has to set the limits. So if Cursor is the software work layer, what does Musk still need before artificial intelligence agents can safely run more of the business?